So the next minutes person was supposed to be Molly, and she's not here. And the next one on the list, Rebecca, is you.
Oh, lucky me.
Are you okay doing that?
Okay.
Keep it short.
Okay.
They don't have to be detailed. That template that Molly made
Yeah,
is great.
yeah.
She put it up on Google Docs. So, has anyone had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting?
No, I haven't here though.
Well, I did. They look fine to me.
My only comment was I was here and I was not checked on the list.
Oh, there she is. Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
How are you guys?
So you were on the list.
I was on the list, but I wasn't checked off as being present,
All
so
right.
I was present, so I would just
So you
like to
should
be
be
acknowledged
checked
for
off
being
as
present.
present. So why don't I modify, I can just fix that.
Yeah, that was my only comment on it was, that-
Okay, so make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes from the last meeting.
and I will second.
Okay, next. Allison just got here. You want to get settled in for a minute?
Before what?
Well,
Your
you're next on the,
Oh, okay.
or Dave can go. You want to?
Time to gather your thoughts.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You turn your microphone on.
He doesn't want to be, he wants to be.
So, yeah, well, the bridge is in. And the RFP for Shane has been awarded.
Yep.
He's already asked,
We're gonna go over this, by the way.
yeah.
We can do it now if you want.
There's just things I've done. He's already, he's getting ready to order chemical for all of this.
Yep.
I did put something in the air in that about not using the root drench and
Yep.
I did that. I kept a
Question, I thought it was Bartlett.
No.
Yeah. So is this on the agenda? I'm sorry, I haven't.
It is on the agenda, but I mean, we can
Because
talk
I was going
about
to
it
explain
now.
a little
It
bit
doesn't-
why I pushed for what I pushed for.
I thought what you did was fine. I mean, as a
Everybody else know what they're talking about?
Probably not everybody,
You want me to start from the beginning for you?
Yeah.
Just so, I mean, no, seriously, so,
or I don't know.
Where it's been left, as far as I know, is that you guys like looked into Bartlett and you were really surprised that there was somebody so much cheaper. And
so Bartlett was roughly $20,000 cheaper overall, I think is what was the difference, maybe it was a little less. And we were gonna award it Bartlett. My part was to check on the references.
Your
References-
microphone is off.
The references checked out. And then Shane came in and started, talking about how he's a local guy and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, if you feel that way, you can come to the meeting and talk about it and make your case. And he did that. And during the meeting, there was some discussion on, is there any value to having somebody that's not a larger company that's a chain do this versus over a local person. And I'll leave it at that. That's so.
I shared, Molly commented during the meeting and I emailed with her kind of explaining my reasoning. Basically, in the course between the Conservation Commission meeting and the Select Board meeting, I had a couple people contact me, none of which were Shane, but other arborists, one other arborist, and then multiple residents. And some of this I didn't want to necessarily say in the meeting, but because it's not necessarily against a specific company, but we do have aggressive arborists expanding their territory is a thing. And there has been, a lot of them make their money by taking down hazard trees. there have been, like, we've gotten mailers, other people have, of saying like, hey, your hazard tree kind of could be dangerous, or pushing, if you go around and you tell people that they have hazard trees, or you get them thinking about like their tree might be dangerous, a lot of people will say, oh yeah, maybe it is dangerous. And I've seen that happen in Camden. And there, what if it appeared to me is that this company is underbidding in order to expand their territory so they can get a lot more business in Camden. And I asked, I think that was mentioned, I think you said that during the interview, that, they did say that's part of the reason that they're doing it, is that they'd like to get more business in Camden. We have
Legal already.
It's not, no, there's nothing, and there are a lot of instances where we really do need more providers in Camden. If we have a nationwide plumbing company or electrician company coming out and saying, like, we want to expand into Camden, and that's a great thing because we're not saturated. There is a lot more demand than there is supply for that. But a lot of local people have arborist businesses. There's already a lot of fierce competition for pruning and tree removal. And it's like one of the few ways that some people have had businesses here that are sustainable. And so to have a company, I do think there's a premium, not always like, that shouldn't always be placed on local companies, but that sometimes that is important. And Shane has done a lot of free work. I've seen him do, when people need to truly need hazard trees removed, he's done it for free many times. He's a Camden resident who has donated a lot of time to this effort. He
helped us with the whole.
Yeah, he did.
You've got to continue to.
The scope of work.
He knows what he's getting himself into in
Mhm.
terms of that app and the complexities there. He's willing to spend extra time driving around with Brian or whoever and kind of just being a part of the conversation. It felt, based on a few comments that people who stood nothing to gain from all this made to me about concerns with kind of the nationwide company and going with a non-local person, that started to weigh on me. And then Shane made the offer to actually do the evaluation part for free. So we took $11,000 off of his quote. And to me, it just felt like really important to have somebody who really cares and is in the community and is going to be driving by the trees. And I also think a big part of that is that as they're going around in Camden, there's going to be a lot of interaction with homeowners, and that is going to lead to more business. And it does concern me, having seen what some of the other arborists have done, somebody that's not fully up to speed on our shade tree ordinance and all of the other things that we're working on. And I just started to have this feeling like, we're gonna do this to save ourselves some money in the short term. We very aggressively marketed that RFP, which is actually not something that the town always does. And we got, and a corporate larger company that I think probably could have been fine too, but it's one of the few things where the select board does have some discretion. And I said, you know what, I think that it's worth it to spend a little bit more on a local person. I ran that by Brian first to say, is this, the most terrible thing I could do? And the sense that I got from the Conservation Commission was that either would have been fine, but there was no reason to not choose the low bidder at that point. And so if I made a mistake, and I'm sorry, but yeah, that's what I did. I just started to feel like this is something that we might end up regretting. And I don't want to be bringing in a big corporate company to undercut all the local arborists, because I think there's value in those relationships and value to the community. And
Cool.
that's what I did. And I was kind of surprised that I thought I might just say that and they'd be like, oh, the residents like would be like, well, no. But others, 3 out of the 5 agree, or 2 out of the 5. Chris Nolan was very quick to say, yeah, I think we should go with the local person. Shane, Shane was here, and
He was the only one here.
yeah, he was the only, he showed up. And so I think we can revisit it after this. It's not
Just out of curiosity, how did Chriso?
he voted
Against it.
he voted against it. He was, they were torn. They were like, it was a hard decision.
Like,
And
you feel like he was probably looking at most of the time.
I think he was looking at it from a process standpoint, and in part because we did that RFP process, and it was like that the price, we were allowing somebody to come in after the fact and say, now that I've seen how much everybody else is bidding, I'll reduce mine. And that is going to get you in, I would not do that with a paving contract. I would not do it when it's, but in this case, I think it was the first time we've ever done this. I'm not totally sure that, Bartlett knows what they're getting into with the app. I want to feel comfortable kind of like harping on somebody to say, oh no, you didn't enter this in just right. And can you go back and put in a picture? And I feel like Shane, yeah. So I think the RFP was a good first stab, but may not have you can't always encompass every single criteria that you might want to use. And that's why we're not required. I mean, Dave, a lot of the time what we do is just put it on the website and see who finds it. Dave went and contacted everybody. I think it was a really good exercise to make sure that it keeps everybody on their toes. We know what else is out there. We know that we're not making a commitment to do it with Shane every single time that we have to retreat these trees. So we now know what's out there. Everybody knows there's competition, and we could always go with somebody else for the second round, but it didn't feel unethical to me. It didn't feel like it was going to hurt Bartlett too much. They're a very, very large company.
What I find most compelling about what you've said is that hinting at the possibility that somebody is underbidding because they're seeing on the horizon that they'll have plenty of opportunity to cut down, expensively cut down
That's just a
trees.
business reality. It's not really they may or may not openly say that, but that's
Right. Yeah.
Well,
they have more.
I think if we look at it too as an investment, not as a cost, you got Tree Works, Shane, he employs people who live in the community, who
Exactly.
spend money in the community. They have kids in the community.
Right.
The kids are going to grow up in the community. There's clearly some financial inertia because these people live here with us and they're part of the community. And I think that in my mind, when I think as a Conservation Commission, what we did in diligence was we made a recommendation based on technical capabilities versus the requirements to do a good job. And it wasn't really our role to factor all that stuff in, right? So knowing that the select board had the ultimate decision to make, but I feel like it was the right decision because in fact, it was a lot more than just the price.
Yeah.
It was more of an investment. The other thing is I'm 100% confident Shane and his people, because they're all part of the community, not just Shane, they're going to want to do a really good job because they live here and they want to put their best foot forward to do the best they can do for us. Because they can't just leave and go somewhere else when they're done. They're
Right.
here.
Right.
So I mean, I feel real good about it. I think too, in the long run, there's going to be ample opportunity for lots of people to prove themselves. I mean, maybe some of these other guys want to do some pro bono work to help. There's other ways to get,
Or they can get hired by private individuals.
they can,
Yeah.
or they can they can help out with, like, they can help out, be part of the solution too, without getting into, I don't want to get into it, but I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I didn't
you
even
know.
know that Bartlett was a national company.
Yeah, and I'm sure they do a good job, but also I think the scope of work changed a little bit, which, nobody asked Shane to reduce his price at that meeting. Nobody. He volunteered to do some things because I think he felt that he felt that he really wanted to own it on our behalf, not, so anyway.
Yeah, it just felt like, like your job was to review the technical ability
Yep.
and all of that, and that it would be odd for the Conservation Commission to be saying, based on like an economic development value or community development value, we think you should do this. And I felt like, okay, I'm in a position where I can say this for these
Mhm.
reasons, rather than
Mhm.
asking the Conservation Commission to
Mhm.
look at that. And that ultimately, I realized after that the small local arborists see some of these companies as almost like the Walmart of,
Yep.
Yeah,
and that it was going to be seen as a betrayal of like this sort of like local business, how we don't
Yeah.
have McDonald's. And so I made a judgment call, pitched it, and was kind of surprised that they went along with it.
And it's not uncommon. I mean, when you have a board, usually we're supposed to be looking at the technical ability for someone to carry out the work.
yep.
And all of them were capable of doing the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it didn't matter who got chosen. The financial part or the other the bigger picture is
We don't-
is
we,
is
the
a political is
yeah,
a
is-
political decision,
right.
which is why we didn't get involved in that.
Right.
And it's not uncommon, like, for that to happen. Like in Rockland, when they hire people, they have a hiring committee, and they say 5 of the people that are the first top 5 that are qualified, and then they give those 5 people to the manager, and then the manager can choose one of those 5, but they don't make the final decision. That's kind of how I see this kind of role too. Like you looked at everybody, they're all qualified.
Right. If we didn't raise a major concern and say,
You didn't disqualify
companies
somebody. Yeah,
is-
Right, I didn't
not
feel
him.
like your recommendation was
based on.
like, oh, it
yeah.
has to be Bartlett or it's
No.
the end of the world.
No.
So that's why I took the liberty of just saying
Yeah.
that. But then I did feel like, oh, I am sensitive to, I don't want you to feel that I didn't
No.
listen. And if I didn't make a mistake, then we'll have an opportunity to correct it in the future. So,
I think we should be proud, though, as a community, that we did this and we made the decision and we're going to go with it, because a lot of communities haven't done that yet. They're going to need to do it. It's not a crisis yet. And I think that that says a lot about us. As far as the select board meeting goes, I think you guys should be proud of what you did, because we could have deferred it to another meeting, let it
That's what we were
gone
thinking
off and
about
done
doing.
more research.
we were almost like, oh, maybe
And-
we could put it, because everybody was struggling
like,
with this. 'Cause I threw this
Brian-
curveball, and we were like, oh, maybe we'll put it out to bid again, and then
Brian-
fair,
Brian
everybody
was
gets a
like,
second chance.
"That
And I
ain't
could see
happening."
Brian was like, no, move forward, choose a path. And I
Yeah.
kind of wanted Brian to make the choice for us.
Brian-
What would you do? Because Brian's like, Shane did really help out a lot. Bartlett came in cheaper, but
Bartlett
made
did a
us
good
make the-
job too, and they
Oh,
could
yeah.
have, they would have been
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
They would,
Barb
but
was there too. She didn't wave her hands and say you're
But
making a huge mistake,
It's
Allison. She
great.
just stayed quiet and let us decide. So I
it's
Went with
great
my
the
gut.
decision was made. It's fantastic.
and,
so-
and the
Or-
other thing too is it's probably good to have a few companies out there that can do this.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you don't want a monopoly. You never
Yeah.
want a monopoly. That
No.
doesn't serve anyone.
And
unfortunately, it's going to be ample opportunity to use their resources, I think.
Right, I mean, we haven't even talked about all the cemetery trees and all.
Oh, yeah, they're all over
There's
the
all,
place.
and all private, we just did that, this is just the right of way.
Yeah, that started coming up at the
So,
meeting. We're like,
If we start
who-
feeling
did
like,
you
oh,
ask the
Shane.
question? Who was asking
Oh,
the
yeah,
question?
I kept saying more, because I'm
Yeah,
obsessed with
Allison
the
brought
cemetery
that up.
trees. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how many of them are ash trees, but they're the most beautiful trees in town, in my opinion.
Well, we can go do those surveys as a conservation commission at the appropriate time. too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's pretty straightforward to do. We know where the properties are,
Right.
right?
And then if
So-
it's going well with Shane, we add it onto that, or it would be an opportunity to say, okay. Yeah,
So anyway, thank you for making the decision.
Yes, one more thing,
Sure.
different topic. Going to shift to a different topic. So I got a visit from CMP, Chris Spiegel, and he knows.
What are you talking about?
He comes up and Chris is a nice guy.
Tell them who Chris is.
Chris is the arborist for CMP. And they do this thing every 5 years called circuit cutting, where they go through and they cut all the trees that are near all the limbs near the wires. Well, he came and said that, hey, we're going to be doing this new circuit cutting thing, and it's not just, the limbs that are near the wires. They're going to do the whole canopy and everything, like all the way to the top. So there'll be just this, no limbs or anything near the power lines. I said, not even a Vista prune or anything. Is no, this is how they. I said, Chris, not going to happen. I said, you're going to have to bring this to the select board with a map and exactly how you're going to be doing this. I go, we are spending like $70,000 treating trees that you're saying you're going to cut the tops off of. I go, that's not gonna fly. He goes, I know. I told my boss I'm not really good with PowerPoint. He might have to be that guy that comes in and does this. I'm gonna tell you right now. He goes,
PowerPoint, you're gonna.
he goes, I told him it wasn't gonna be pretty. I said, no, it's not. And it's not gonna go well. I'm just telling you right now. I know. And it's like, so this is coming.
Well, what is the town's defense against CMP?
We have a shade tree ordinance
No.
and a tree warden.
Yeah, they can't do it.
They have don't they have statewide like right of way shit?
I
They
know who
don't
would
have-
win in a legal battle about it. They'd have to make the case that they have to do it.
They are not gonna win.
They're not gonna, and they won't devote that kind of energy.
I've seen
it.
this happen in Rockland, like 10 years, 10, 15 years ago, they did this, and it was like people came out of the woodwork. And this was just to do like a little pruning around the
Even what they
wires.
normally do, did you see they did this a couple years ago on Route 1. And there's in front of that inn, there's one of the most beautiful trees I keep saying that about all these trees, but this one actually is one of the most incredible trees in Camden, just this absolutely massive tree. And they cut like the arm off of it. It was just Dominic asked, if you talk to Dominic Fontaine, he just goes on and on about what a tragedy it. Well, it's just like a tree
Where
that's
is
probably 300 years old, and getting close to the Lincolnville town line on Route 1, in front of the one of these on the left if you're going out of town. Anyway, and that was their old process.
This is like that on steroids. They want to cut everything.
Because they don't want the limbs from the top to fall on the.
Normally they cut the ones from the wire below because they want to be able to pull the wire up to reinstall it so it's easier. But now they're saying they want to just prune everything all the way to the top.
Yikes.
And they're saying like it's Elm Street, High Street, C Street, so he's going to do a map. Oh yeah. I was like, this is not going to go well.
No. That
And
doesn't
then-
sound good.
Shane came over to sign the contract, and I explained this to him, and I go, we might need you to come in and explain why, as an arborist, you don't think this is okay. And he was willing to do that. So
Yeah.
see, this is the kind of
Yeah,
thing
that's right.
where, having an arborist in town, and we have Dominic,
Oh
who
yeah.
would
Dom.
also do the same thing for us.
Yeah.
So we'll have a lot of ammunition, and they're not going to win, but we're getting ready to go to battle about
Whereas
this.
sometimes Bartlett gets hired to take down the trees for CMP.
Right.
That's what.
Oh,
I don't want to spread rumors, but maybe not always, but I've seen it happen.
could say sometimes.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
got the ball on that one. right?
Well, he's gonna let me know when they
He can
want
come
to do
to
this.
a conservation commission meeting. Does he want to come and?
That wouldn't be a bad thing. Have him come
that
here
way the select
first.
board could say, we need a recommendation from the Conservation Commission.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Why doesn't he
They don't
come
like
and,
doing that.
give us a
So,
PowerPoint presentation on it? Tell him we want a PowerPoint
Because the
presentation.
thing is, they try to say this is why they're having all these outages,
Yeah.
and they blame the trees for everything. But if you actually ask them, okay, the last 5 outages we had in Camden, what were they caused by? And it's always like a squirrel at the substation, because they have this old technology, and like one stick by a squirrel getting dropped and touching 2 wires.
well, they don't want the squirrel to be able to jump to the wire either. They want to be able to, no, I'm just,
It's always like an electrocuted squirrel is
See, the
always the
squirrel's Walking
reason.
down the wire. It's like a highway.
I know, it's when they
It's
touch
never
through,
the
I think,
trees.
is the tree and the wire.
The
Well-
trees knock out power for like a few people but what they suffer from is like all of a sudden half the town of Rockport and half the town of Camden lost power. And it's always something that's not the trees.
An osprey, an
Yeah,
eagle.
and then it's like they say
a
different
squirrel.
things, like, right. But when we went to this meeting with them, and they had all these pictures of dead squirrels on their phone.
Well, you could really demand some evidence that.
Oh,
trees,
yeah, I
you
can't
know,
wait for them to come.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bring him on.
we have a lot of questions.
So that's my contribution for today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
You're
you've
welcome.
sufficiently stirred the pot. Thank you. No.
Yeah.
It's-
No,
it's-
it's fine.
It's my world, you know. It's
I
what-
know, I know. I
Well,
get it.
yeah, you.
Oh, I would have a cow. I trust
have
me,
an
I'd be
easy
like,
job.
"Oh, this
Yeah,
is-"
and he's an easygoing guy, and I was like, Chris, this isn't gonna go good.
Right, but it's important that you have somebody to back you up, so it's not you. You're just warning him about the reality that you know
He's the
they will
messenger.
face.
Yeah,
I
you're
let-
You're just the messenger.
I told Shane, and he's like, bring it on. That's it. He's like, I'm all set. And he was like, okay, great.
Great to
yeah.
know that Shane would
Oh,
do that.
yeah.
I always think of Dominic as the one that would.
But it's good to have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could come in together.
You know what's funny? They all worked together for NBNA back when NBNA was here. They
Oh,
were all,
really?
they were all arborists for NBNA. Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh, they were.
Who's
Employees
they?
of MBNA?
Chris Spiegel, yes. Chris Spiegel was an NBNA arborist.
Wow.
Shane was an MBNA arborist. And I
Why
even
did
think
MBNA
Dominic
need
was.
arborists?
Oh, they took
Small
down a lot of
world.
trees too.
They did a lot of
They-
just beautification.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, pruning too, yeah.
Yeah.
And they put,
Landscaping.
they would put they put all the lights on the trees in like that extra elaborate way where every single branch had a,
Yeah. That's the other thing. They did do that.
like the
stuff.
botanical gardens.
Yep. So Kathleen, get your boxing gloves on. So just in case. All right.
I think they were at work on Route 52 over towards
Oh,
going, when they were closed, they closed off Route 1. If you took 52 to.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Belfast, they were there all summer. and
I can tell you what they did across the street from my house. If I was home, it wouldn't have been pretty.
It's awful what they did.
What they
I'm
did-
not even, I'm going on record. It would have not, if I had been home, it would not have been pretty.
your house in Camden?
Yeah, like they cut the neighbor's hedge like so ridiculously high. It looks like they massacred them. It's offensive.
Oh.
And it was an evergreen hedge. It wasn't even remotely gonna ever touch anything. And it was just like, whoa,
Are you sure we didn't do that?
no. If we did, I would have.
Was it like
I
blocking,
believe we did.
was it like a line of sight
Say
thing?
no. No.
Sometimes.
No,
It wasn't like you couldn't see the
No.
intersection kind of thing.
I
or-
don't live on an intersection. I live across the street from Mount Batty. It goes straight up. There's
Oh.
only a couple houses on that
I'll
side
have
of the
to
road.
check it out.
It was not
And
good.
then it
Probably
won't
was
grow
CMP.
back. What are the arborvitaes? Eastern white cedars?
It was offensive, and maybe the new-ish neighbor did it, and hired somebody, wasn't around, whatever. But it was because there's a lot of other cutting that happened. I assume it was this swath that went along, and I was like, who gave them permission? Like, if I was the landowner, I'd have not been nice. Not good.
In the right way.
Yeah, that was last
Right.
summer.
Ellison, select board updates. I saw by the way, in the Villager or wherever, there was that, the armoring that had been put down in front of those condos on seat by.
Oh, I think that was in Pembe Pilot. Yeah, we had a
Steamboat
Oh,
that were,
Yeah, we had a consent agreement with them. This was one of the many shoreline projects that got permitted for one thing and they did a bunch more. The town fined them, made them remove the material. I actually don't, based on the picture that they provided of the remediated beach, to me, it looked like it was not completely remediated, but there wasn't really an opportunity to litigate that. But I think it speaks, we've talked in the past about trying to have photo documentation
Mhm.
of the shoreline, both on the lake and the ocean. And it would be good. The aerial imagery can do one thing, but having pictures from the shore to be able to go back on and say, this is how it was before, is really important, because otherwise they don't have a lot to go off of. So there was, we talked about that. And we also learned the next planning board meeting is going to have some shoreland zoning stuff discussed. That would be a good one for the Conservation Commission to go to. We should touch base with Jeremy too on what exactly he plans to bring to them, but some of it was stuff that we have talked about.
When is that meeting? Do you remember? Okay, we can
I'm
look on the
not
lot.
sure.
It's fine, we can.
So yeah, that was that. Then the other thing that the Conservation Commission in years past was really active with the harbor access points. And this is one of the main ways that people are able to monitor what's going on along the shore, is by having actual access points that allow you to look there. So one thing, we ended up taking it off the agenda in terms of an actual presentation, but we finally moved forward in making progress on marking the boundaries of the public access points. And we hired Mark Ingraham of Landmark. He went around to the public access points and did a little update to the report. There's still some more stuff that may be done, but my understanding is that he flagged the boundaries of the right-of-way for each of those. So there are a few of them, like the Curtis Island overlook, for instance. Many people don't realize that we have a lot more than just that path.
Yeah.
Have you all been down there to
Yep.
and so it's 5 rods wide, which is 80 feet. It's
Wow.
the largest right-of-way that we have in town. It's like massive. And so he's marked those boundaries so you can actually see, like, okay, well, if we made some improvements to the side here, you can actually get down to the beach. You can just kind of scramble over the edge, but I think that is going to be really great, because at least it's going to be telling people, okay, rather than just trying to gauge it by where the neighbor's landscaping is,
Right.
to actually know, okay, this is what the town has, and then be thinking, where does it make sense to have some kind of gentle improvements that would make it easier for people to either just park in a few places or get down to the water. A lot of them have just been sort of branded as like overlooks, but so, and we don't have stairs and things like that. Marine Avenue is really the only one that's like fully improved. But I think the long-term task of monitoring those public access points is a really important thing with a conservation purpose. And so if you want to take some time to just, visit some of them, that would be good. And I think the plan is to have Dave and Audra and Jeff Nathan for Parks and Rec maybe come back with some ideas or slowly implement some basic improvements. I mean, you can see things in other places that range from just a a rope that is, that is tied to a few
Right.
trees that people can use to help steady themselves down, to full-blown stairs or,
Right.
different
How
things.
many
So,
of them are there?
there's
1, 2,
Bay Road,
3.
Beacon Ave, which is Curtis Island Overlook, Steamboat Landing, if you count that.
Hi, Sam.
Marine Ave, Harbor Road.
They're on
Sherman's
the
Point
Parks
Road.
and Rec website.
Yeah, there's a Parks and Rec website, although I do not know if they
Eaton
have
Ave,
Eaton Ave.
7.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, that,
I don't know if Sherman's Point Road is on. There's only one that does not have a sign. Sometimes the signs fall off, but they have never put up a sign at the Sherman's Point Road one. You go all the way down Sherman's Point Road and then you take a right at the T. That's where it is. That one's only about 25 feet wide or something.
That's a
but-
nice one.
It's, yeah, and I brought up that point again last night. I was like, I see we got that surveyed, so put up the sign.
Yeah, you and I did the invasive plant surveys. Yeah, the only one we didn't go to, right. That was a few years ago, I think.
I got one other thing I forgot to tell you guys about. It's kind of, did I interrupt you?
No.
Yeah, you did, but go ahead. I think you meant to, didn't you?
So this
What,
is,
you trying not to interrupt?
so this is the, let me see, what's the Maine Morning Star.
Oh,
And it says Midcoast Town sues manufacturers over PFAS contamination in wastewater. And then it talks about,
not the select board meeting.
yeah, I forgot. And then it talks about the, oh, you.
I forgot. Yeah, it would have been a great thing for my select board report,
It
but
talks about what happened in Brunswick and the foam, and then it says that the town in Camden and the Midcoast Solid Waste Corporation are suing the manufacturers of the toxic firefighting foam for creating and selling products with forever chemicals that have been detected in the town's wastewater. And then it quotes me as saying, in Camden, we believe all water should be free of harmful forever chemicals, so Dave St. Laurent, Camden Public Works Director. We are proud to join the fight to hold the PFAS manufacturers accountable for the pollution they caused. So that's a big thing right now, and that's
Yeah.
moving forward.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
For everybody.
that's a company called SL Environmental, and they're a law firm that's tied into the whole, Allison can tell you more about it, but the company that, or the attorney or law firm that was involved in that whole Blackwater movie that I don't know if did you guys ever see that movie, Blackwater?
it's, yeah, there's one attorney they made a movie about him, and he basically kind of uncovered the conspiracy behind the PFAS cover-up and how bad it really is for human health. And he was a big corporate attorney that ended up doing all of this work pro bono and sending his family almost into the poorhouse, and eventually
And one,
eventually won.
yeah.
How long ago was this made? Because
Um,
it can't be too long.
Maybe I'll send everybody a link to it.
It's really good.
He wrote a really
I
good
love that kind of
book too,
But
but
I always
so
get
this
so
law firm
outraged.
is directly, they're the law firm that has kind of taken on the class action water related suits for like water utilities. They already
Or
successfully
municipal organizations.
sued
yeah.
for the drinking water contamination.
Yeah.
And
And
now
won.
they're,
Yeah.
and won, and now they're moving on to wastewater. And
So-
so the idea being that they should have to pay for
Yeah.
the cost of cleaning all of this up. So we're looking at adding treatment to our landfill leachate before it reaches the Camden wastewater treatment plant. We already have a problem where the sludge that we used to be able to spread as beneficial fertilizer
Mhm.
now cannot be spread.
Never.
It has to be landfilled, which is very expensive. It's a disaster for the landfills because they're putting all this like liquid stuff in there. Then they have to, in order to not have too much liquid in the landfill, they are saying they need to import even more waste to mix with it. And so they're importing all this Massachusetts construction debris so that the makeup in the landfill, and then they just applied for a huge expansion of the Juniper Ridge state-owned landfill, and actually the Penobscot Nation sued them, and they've been stopped for the moment. But
And we're going to a place tomorrow that just developed a new form of sludge drying in Norwich Walk, and they have a like this big dryer, and they're able to take all the moisture out of the sludge, and then it renders it kind of to have the consistency of like soil, so it no longer falls in the category of a liquid waste that they need to mix with the solids. So it kind of eliminates all of that. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. And then they actually have another component. So when you do that and you take all the liquids out of the sludge that has PFAS in it, you can have the liquid can have PFAS in it. So they have a treatment system that they just installed called foam fractionation. And basically it bubbles everything to the surface and they skim the foam off, and then all of the PFAS is in the foam.
And what do they do with that?
And then they'll
But the
put
foam
that,
actually will compress down into like a into a fraction of what it used to be. And so then
they could put it in a
eventually
block or
exactly,
something like that.
but it'll take months, years, decades to become a volume dense or heavy enough to like need to be brought
Yeah.
to a different site.
So it's like concentration.
It's like, I mean, the only thing that's going to solve this problem, and we can do all the treatment we want, but as long as it
Stop-
keeps
stop the
getting
chemical.
generated, it's like,
Right. That's the whole idea, but that's all part of the lawsuit piece of it, you know, to kind of, that will
Yeah.
curtail the people from manufacturing it. But then you got to deal with, so everything from, you know, building materials to, you know, all kinds of construction debris have PFAS in it. So we put all this, you know,
Everything
think
that
about
people
it.
are throwing
We
away,
threw all this stuff in a
we're stuck with the
quarry
problem for a
that has
while.
the groundwater in it, and we pump the groundwater in it that comes in contaminated with all this stuff that has PFAS in it. And we didn't know that this stuff had PFAS in it, you know, and now we're pumping it out and it has PFAS in it, like 1,000 parts per trillion. And we're sending it to the treatment plant, then it gets diluted with that water, but it's still in the water. So we want to take that completely out of it. So you got to do two things: stop using it and then treat what you already have in the system.
I mean, wait till everybody's wells start showing up with it, because it is
That's happened.
ultimately getting.
Well, it's in the drinking water in Massachusetts really bad. Like
Yeah,
there's
well, I mean-
all of these wells that have been contaminated by
I
it.
lived in rural Western Maine with no industry anywhere around me, but I was 3/4 of a mile away from the old landfill. And
Oh,
I
well, there you
found
go.
out that my drinking water had PFAS in it.
Oh, wow.
It was,
That's exactly the kind of thing we're trying to avoid.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's where we're going. So we want to install something and go on a visit this facility that's doing this technology. Helpful. And if we get the money from the lawsuit, we'll be able to use that money to build the system to kind of take this stuff out of the water. So it's interesting stuff. It's kind of cutting edge. Hopefully we get the money to do it because it's expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole issue with PFAS, as I'm sure you guys know, is it's persistent. Its half-life is thousands of years, so it does not break down,
Right.
so I think one of the problems with the PFAS one of the issues is that it creates a boogeyman, and every organic chemical is associated with like PFAS, but there's different situations where chemicals break down into harmless substances, and this doesn't, which is like really nasty.
Mhm.
So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, figured that was a little kind of cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Okay, Sam's here. So you're all set, Allison, with your select board?
Yes.
Thank you. The next thing, we talked about the bid award, so that's in motion. And the next step there for the Emerald Ash Borer is that, assuming the Maine Forest Service deems this a potentially infected area, right? That's what will trigger the spring treatment, I guess. I don't want to get too granular. Then that's going to happen. That's all set with. The next thing we need to do as a group is to develop an outreach program for the community, because once this starts up, we want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. And we had talked about this, but I don't think we ever put any substantive plan together for a public outreach program, which could include several different elements, right? I remember Barb had talked about an event on the common where we would be there and available to talk to people about the Emerald Ash Borer. Of course, you guys did the float in the parade, which was really cool. But I think we're going to need to hit the ground running on this, like sooner than later. I also want to say thanks to Cynthia, the villager. I had contacted him. They want to put an article together for the villager on the Emerald Ash Borer and hopefully include the work we've all done as part of the article. But his communication skills are not really good.
They could be listening right now. They
What does that
have
mean?
this technology that,
That's fine.
AI that.
But
Yeah,
if you're a
whatever.
poor communicator,
Well, I'm
you're a
not-
poor communicator.
I
It is
really,
what it
I'm
is.
really enthusiastic about us talking to them, but I mean, it's like, we've been going,
It's just hard to get in touch.
no,
Hard
we've
to
been
say.
in touch, but it's been spotty. I thought at one point we were gonna get together last week, but I didn't hear back from Alex, and then I pinged him again over the weekend, and I heard back from him on Monday. And then potentially get together yesterday, but I didn't hear back from him again. I'm not whining, I'm just saying like,
You gotta,
That-
you gotta dress up as a tree.
we gotta
or
get that
drop
moving. I mean,
yourself
and
to a
then-
tree, do something dramatic that's newsworthy.
Yeah,
like light my hair on fire or
You
something.
gotta be more exciting. They're
In
trying to
front of the
profile
cafe.
people.
Yeah.
Make
There you
yourself
go.
really
That would
interesting.
work.
local, local tree advocate. I don't know.
Right.
Arrested for
So,
so
But it-
but Brian, he reached out to you, right?
yes,
Okay.
well, I reached
So-
out, I'm not, look, that's.
I'm just saying, like, he is genuinely interested as far
Yeah,
as
yeah.
I
Well,
could tell.
So when that happens, though, I mean, my plan would be to have us contribute some language for that article, right? And which would outline what we're doing, how we're doing it, yada, 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 whatever they want to put it.
So what's stopping you from just sending him an email that has that
Did.
content?
I
Oh,
think that's
Oh,
a
no.
great idea
No,
to make
I'm
it
not
easy
gonna
for
do,
them
I don't want to
to
do that, Cynthia, till I sit down and I don't want to put
Oh.
Well,
any
that would
work
make it
into
more
this until I
interesting.
sit down. It's work to do that. I'm okay doing that, but
Well, I thought you said you wanted to do that.
I do, but I want to talk to him first about what he wants to put in the article before I put a bunch of stuff together. And I want to do it together with us, not just me.
They might need you to kind of tell them what's important.
Well, good, let's talk.
And this is the villager.
Yep.
Like thinking about the public.
Could we get
public
together
outreach.
for 15 minutes and have a discussion about this, which is what I volunteered to do, so I would know better what his expectations are? Because I don't want to put a lot of work into putting something together without understanding the expectations. I'm free to go down to the cafe at a moment's notice. I'm ready to do it next. If you can't tell, it's a little frustrating. I don't want to put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he keeps breaking your dates, that's frustrating.
Well, anyway, let's get that locked in and then we'll all get together. I mean, that's a piece of the,
I guess for me, it would be helpful to know, like, is it going to be a big feature piece versus a
exactly.
series of pieces?
I have no
Because-
idea what it is.
But they're going to decide that based on how interesting it could be. So you might need to tell them how interesting it
Right.
could be.
Okay, whatever. But I'm ready and I would love to talk about it, but that's just a piece of the public outreach program, right? There's
I mean,
that.
I just told him to call you because you're the chair. If you.
I'm
would
happy to do
rather
it.
Somebody else.
No, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to have a discussion to try to figure out what their expectations are and help provide some information to them about what we're doing. But I think as far as writing stuff down,
Yeah, well, I think maybe though, just think about this. The whole point of this, is them to help us publicize the situation,
I already
right?
mentioned that.
So we want to give him all the most interesting and important information that we feel is essential to the residents and the readers, right? In order to like face this coming threat and to appreciate what the
Can
resources
we get together
are.
for 15 minutes and talk about it?
And maybe Cynthia could just take a stab at starting to write something up too, that would, and then you could have that for when you get together.
Or
Right.
other people.
I think this is really important.
It's
whole-
really important.
I think this is, I think with Brian, I was thinking about this when I went over the contract with Shane, and I mean, we gotta get like the message out there to,
Right.
because people are gonna be like, oh my God, what are they doing? You
Also a
know?
good test case for the tree core idea, I think, because
Mm.
that's basically the idea that we produce materials that are accessible to the public, but we have a
Right.
system for it. So it's not
Mm.
this sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going
There's
on.
got to be a
So
plant
it's a big
program.
road test for this idea that we try and
Right.
develop some materials that could be used in the newspaper, but also
Right.
that could be digested by people
Well,
who just want to know the basics about this.
I was gonna
Because
say,
think
people are gonna have questions.
If you go
Yeah.
to the report on the website, it's too technical.
Right.
Let's not reinvent the wheel too much, though. Maine Forest Service
Yeah, they've-
and the National Arborist, and
It's very technical.
so you're
It's-
looking for a
A
one
Guide to-
page fact sheet, as it were. Could
Version.
be
why don't,
kind of stylized or graphically
Right. Yeah,
displayed,
definitely.
you know, what, and
The Camden, who they can
well, I
contact.
mean, I think it needs to be general, but like specific, I guess
I
the
think you
tree
want to give them
warden
an
and.
actual action step of
Is
this
it-
is who you can contact and to get the
Right.
job
so
done, you know?
today, in 15 minutes, can we put together a list of things we'd like to do? Like, one of them would be article in the Villager. We don't have to talk about all the details of it. 2 could be a fact sheet. 3 could be public awareness meeting in the picker room at the library. 4 could be, you know what I'm saying?
Digital sign.
Just to get some meat on the bones, right? And then we can break, and this would be our midwinter, early spring agenda to get these things done, right? Does that make sense?
When do people need to be treating by?
They're gonna be treating probably April, Mayish
Yeah, when the leaves start.
So do we
Leaves
want
are-
people to be educated
before.
before that?
I mean, the goal
Before
would be,
and during, I think is. gonna be-
when Shane's in town with his folks and they're injecting trees, we don't want a bunch of surprise, like, what are these guys doing? I didn't know we want to make sure people are aware
I
of.
think a flyer or just a quick
Yep.
fact sheet that those guys can give them.
That's a really good
And
one.
they don't need.
And they'd have it.
That they'd have it, because
Yeah.
if they can not say the right thing sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No,
it's
no, I'm just
I mean, they're
happy
not-
with that.
not on purpose, just,
No.
oh, yeah, it's a person,
Different skill sets.
Yeah,
I have a question.
then it's consistent too.
That's good.
Well, first of all, this is connected to, we've been doing some work on the poetry event, and I'm guessing that probably Emerald Ash, that just will be a good opportunity to maybe create some awareness, like, here's a flyer
Yeah.
or whatever, like, get your trees treated.
Mhm.
The second thing is, Brian, you created and we all sort of contributed to that slide deck that I think you shared with the select board.
The what?
Presentation,
Presentation?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if that would be a good resource, because I think you had some visuals in there, and it
Yeah.
was just like,
Mhm.
it was created for a public.
Yeah, and a lot of those visuals
Ish.
came from the Maine Forest Service, which I shamefully borrowed.
That's what it's for, I
Yeah,
think.
That's what it's
No,
for.
that's what-
Yeah.
Can you send that
Yeah.
to Alex?
There's no
Yeah, that'd be a
shame in
great
that.
thing to send to Alex, just to give him a
Yeah.
starter.
I mean, also, I'm thinking he's going to be, I know from a couple things he said was that he's trying to think of a way, like, he's looking at it
When
as
did you
the
talk to
bigger
him?
issue.
I've had no communications with him. I mean, that's why I'm frustrated.
Okay,
I'd
so,
love to talk to him on the phone.
this is when then the day that I talked to him about this is the day that I sent you an email that copied my thanking him email.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And you were like, what is this? So I said, I gave him your name because you're the chair,
Yeah,
and he's interested in doing an article about Emerald Ash Borer in our campaign, but he wants to look at it as a bigger thing, like framing it with what it's done in the country, because he had a lot of experience in his past with the Midwest somehow, and he seen what it did there, and he so he wants to like have a hook for readers and stuff like that, and I think he wants to make it informative, but also just like interesting. And
It sounds like you got a really good
Yeah,
sense
it
of what
sounds
he's
like
trying
you
to
got
do.
a good,
It might, and you were trying to be like,
so
go by
what I'm
process by
thinking is,
taking him to the chair.
like,
I
he
didn't know
needs
any
to
of that
know,
stuff.
no, he thinks he needs to know what I feel like we want him to know what we think is most essential right now for the residents of
Why
Camden
don't
and the
you
Camden area.
just, it seems like you have a good sense of it and
He talks to you.
right, he likes to talk, you already have a
Well, that's 'cause I
relationship.
went there and I
What?
said,
The only,
it's 'cause
the only
went
thing I
and
would add
got in his
is,
face.
Right,
know,
well, it seems like that.
guide them to the Maine Forest Service website and to talk directly to a Maine Forest Service representative, whether it's Jared or Alyssa, to talk about the
No,
problem.
he knows how to research and stuff,
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah.
you could just
So I
hand it
just
off to
thought
him.
maybe there were a few things
We
we,
gotta make it, find
We'd
a
like
little
to
bit of
make
something
sure
interesting, like
he-
maybe we could come up with a picture of like an AI generated image of what Camden would look like with no ash trees or.
ooh,
yeah.
that's,
Like
above
it's like the
my-
elms, it's like the Dutch, you look at the old pictures
Oh,
of
yeah.
Camden, it was like before and after the Dutch elm
Absolutely.
disease. And that's what we're looking at. Are we gonna have another one
So-
of those situations where it was like Camden before and after the ash
Yeah,
trees?
are you,
well, we could just say that do that with the green, because there's that giant ash tree right on the town green.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a
are
plan.
you, would you,
I could draft something that I just,
but
know.
would you mind reconnecting with him and kind of figuring out? If you want to, I got all kinds of information I can give to you, or we have.
Right.
If you want to reconnect with him,
Let's
it
have,
sounds
let's
like
have a
you
little
know way
meeting.
more. What's
Let's
that?
have the 15-minute meeting that you want, because I
Good.
just want to clarify this.
I can't read somebody's mind. I need to talk to
I
somebody.
think you're looking at it as a bigger problem than it is, because it's not just an opportunity to wake people up and alert them to
Yeah,
what's coming from
No,
us.
I
This
get
isn't
that.
our whole campaign, this one article that we're relying on.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they need like, they're all about like this, having this story in there. And if you can make that easy for them, like,
That's true.
like, let me tell you a story
Yeah, yeah.
about a little
yeah.
town.
And
Yeah.
I would just also, if you're going to reach back out to him, or whoever is, we collectively are reaching back out to him
Yeah.
through said liaison, but mention that Belfast has an infestation already. Again, I guess he can research, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
feed
yeah.
him, direct him, or kind of guide, and then mention that the commission has been looking into this for several years. The town has already
You
gotten this.
physically went
The
down
town
and
has already gotten
Yeah.
a survey done several years ago that's, available on
Right,
file,
well-
and that the select board has just, with the support of the Conservation Commission, adopted or this
Oh, and we're
bid.
using the tree fine money. They might like that because they love that story about the tree poisoning.
Yep.
Because that was so,
And that the
and
it's being
we're
funded.
doing something good with that money.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, and then also I would suggest, and this was going to be brought up, is that we have been speaking with I just spoke with and looped Brian in, and it was part of the other discussion at the end of it, is St. George is working at Conservation Commission, and the town is working actively on Emerald Ash Borer down there. They've got their Fort Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm always like, is that the right Fort?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like 5,000 Fort Williams, so I'm never really sure. So they're focusing their efforts on a specific parcel, a community gem, as opposed to a street tree program. They have a different community base. It's just a different approach.
They
But
don't care
it's-
about street trees in St. George, is what you're saying? Or-
Well,
well, first of all, they don't have the same
yeah.
town structure. They don't have a downtown like we
Yeah.
do.
Mm.
And second, their Fort Williams is probably one of the most visited conservation lands on the peninsula from their perspective, and it is predominantly white and green ash. Like the bulk of their canopy there is ash. So they are like, we are literally going to have no trees on this preserve.
Mm.
So they're working it, but I would say like that it would be a great opportunity to talk about like, it's here and we're planning for it. collectively and like look at what else is the Mid-Coast is doing, you know,
Right,
it
he
makes a
probably wanna
really
know
nice
that.
article.
He probably wanted to know all
And they
about
are
that.
very keen. The lead down there is Dale Pearson on the Conservation Commission is taking the lead, but Ken
So-
Olberger is the chair. And they are very, very happy to share their experience in their town and to
Well,
be part of
You
this
sound
sort
like
of
a good
outreach.
spokesperson
effort.
for this committee in terms of this subject and in terms of the whole community that their MCV is trying to write about, right? The whole Mid-Coast.
Oh, Mid-Coast Village or MCV, I
Yeah,
haven't heard
they are working to get more comprehensive instead of just like one little thing here and there,
And you have the Penn Bay pilot too, who could
right?
definitely give the art.
that. I can
you know.
write something
So
and
who's
send it to
gonna,
Penn Bay
do
Pilot.
you want
no
me to
problem.
just keep on trying to get a hold of Alex or to communicate
You
with
guys
him?
are gonna have a
Sounds
15
like
minutes.
Cynthia
Rebecca
was great at contacting
You and
Alex. And
Cynthia
then
were gonna go over things for 15 minutes, and then you were gonna try and reconnect.
you're
with
gonna have the
Alex.
15-minute meeting and decide, right?
15 minutes.
Yeah, but
It's gonna happen.
I thought
I'm
you
just
met with
very,
Alex.
I'm just very impressed by Allison's like sort of larger
Rebecca.
grasp of, I mean, not Allison, Rebecca's larger, well, also you, but larger grasp of like
You're
the
impressive as
the
well.
big picture of the ash borer and the conservation commissions and conservation
I just want to make
efforts.
sure we got plenty of airtime in the article too.
Not just
Camden.
Rebecca, or
Yeah, yeah.
Rebecca's promoting St. George too much. She can't.
No, I'm not. I just want to think it's important to recognize that
Yep.
Can you find,
It's a-
is there, if it's in Belfast, is
a
there
large
any
scale
way,
issue. And
could you get an Emerald Ash board? Like, can
it's
somebody?
not like, oh,
some of
Camden's
them?
just looking to
But
spend money on
Belfast
something.
doesn't
It's
have a
like,
plan yet. They have an
I
infestation.
think she told
but-
us that they do have a plan, but can they,
No.
can you get the actual beetles? Like, can somebody capture some from
Bring 'em
Belfast?
here?
Just to show in
that's
like
a
a.
hell no. We can give you.
No pictures.
Yeah, we can show.
And a contained thing,
Yeah.
like showing them eating like a.
Well, you can't see them
So-
They
doing
have them
it.
at the
It's not how that
Farnsworth
works,
at
but
some point.
we'll.
Have him lash
It
beetles.
was like in a, I think so. Hold on. Don't remove me from
So-
the
We
record.
can have an
Say, let me go
exhibit in
check.
the
So
window.
who's got the ball with the Villager article and Alex? Is it me, you? I mean,
I can ask him again if you, I mean, like he wasn't at last week's open. Every Friday they have the 10:30 meeting that the community can come to. That's what I went to.
oh, so that's,
2
I think-
weeks in a
I kind
row.
of want
Do
to
you
call
wanna
him right
go?
now
I'll
and be
go
like,
on Friday.
Alex, we
I
are
can
having
go.
a meeting about how to contact you.
What? 10:30? I didn't know that.
10:30. I'm
Every-
volunteering Brian and I'm going to go with him.
Okay,
If you
well,
want to come
but
too.
I'm not
but if
sure
you
he'll
don't-
be there
Well, you know what?
this
We
week.
can
He wasn't
push
there
somebody's
last week. He
buttons.
was there the week before.
But we can push somebody's
I
buttons.
think I
and-
can
Yeah.
go. I'm not sure though.
I feel like I'm maybe gonna try texting.
All
him.
right, I just
Um,
want to keep moving here.
I'll just say, last thing, the presentation that you created has a visual and it also has the
Yep.
piece about Belfast. So again,
It's got a visual
The-
from Detroit, Michigan, or wherever it is. where-
Cincinnati,
So you,
not Cincinnati, it's somewhere in
It's like
Ohio.
Flint, Detroit, or one of those Michigan
If I-
places.
We were just like a couple of the things we just identified wanting to share with Alex are already in that.
right, and so that's what I would say. Well, I would recommend the next step being you just trying one more time to get his attention by saying, I'm attaching a,
I'm waiting for him to
Slideshow.
get back to me.
well, since I haven't heard from you, I thought maybe you'd be interested in this slideshow.
Twice.
I feel like there's.
Different approaches.
That's why I feel like-
Our time, we may
Brian's already
be,
irritated.
we
I
may
feel
be,
like-
we may be volunteers, all of us, but our time is important. It's not free. It's important.
Mine's not,
Why?
because I'm not an
serious.
expert at anything. So all I do is bug people, and I'll do that again if you want me to.
That for 45
Cynthia's
years
got
and I
the-
don't want to
got
keep
the
doing it.
rapport going. and that would be great.
Anyway, I don't want to get tense. Sorry, guys.
They say after 60, your time becomes more valuable.
So I'm 75, so my time's real
I
valuable.
know.
Anyway, all right, so I've got the ball to close the loop with Alex, okay? And then if 10:30 on Friday, if I hear back from him between now and Friday, maybe we can ask him if he's going to be there at the Villager, right? Okay.
Then we'll get some juicy information.
And then Sam spoke about integrating it into the poetry event, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to
So-
be having that anyway.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Somebody should write a poem about that.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Let's have a kids poetry writing contest.
Yeah,
Maybe we can get
Emerald
Tess
Ash.
Gerritsen to do like a horror
you can
story.
write a poem about a unicorn in some rainbows and stuff, where you can write a poem about an emerald
That's
ash
great.
borer. You can pick the one you want.
The evil.
Can I pick the?
Wouldn't it be good, like, aside from the newspaper article,
Yeah,
a way to condense all this information so that, like, who's gonna do the card? And it's like, we need a central place so
agree.
that these
I think that's
different,
gonna be one of the most important things, is be able to hand that card out as you're.
so who's gonna
Yeah.
do the card and what's it gonna look
it's a
like?
toolbox we'd have, right?
Yeah.
A presentation, handouts.
The card should be, in the works. And also that we could all have access to the general information.
Right.
And then work on it together, I guess, or
Right.
one person's responsible for doing the card. And then it'll get done that way.
For
Like
when,
have a plan for all these PR things.
exactly.
And also the speakers, I think we could have like speakers at the library, maybe one or two,
Yes,
and have Sophie, the intern.
we
she
could,
was
we
great.
could, we could have a couple of us at the library to talk about what we're doing in town
In
and
the
the,
course
Um,
of 6 months, we could have a couple of evening things
Uh,
about it.
Just,
Yep.
the library is scheduled way out. you know.
Is it?
I know, they always are.
well, we could even have a meeting in this room, right? At some,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or have at least one speaker,
we could publicize it, right,
Yeah,
Allison?
this room
like
is
a
very
question
nice.
and answer thing.
There must be an emerald ash borer expert.
We could have Shane come.
And also, what about that intern that we saw, Sophie?
From
University
Bangor.
of Maine? Who
Right.
was the-
I
Oh,
think
from
she's
Bangor?
not an intern anymore. Now she's.
Oh, right,
a-
from Bangor, she was great.
She was
She was
great, yeah.
great, yeah.
And
It's
also
a
she was,
postdoc.
yeah,
There also might be a difference between doing a library sponsored event versus can we just rent the room for a
Oh,
Wednesday?
very much so.
So
I
that's,
think we
those
charge
are,
like $25.
those
how
are,
much are they?
It's really cheap to rent the room.
Oh,
Shocking.
which is just like,
This room,
Oh, no,
I
you
assume
can use
that-
this one for free, but the library,
Yeah.
we've learned, that's a great point, that you can rent that room
yeah.
Oh, without
and
their-
not have the whole thing produced by
oh,
them.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
you can
right.
advertise.
Surprisingly
Good
inexpensive.
idea.
We should do that.
It was the last, at least last year, it was something like
Have it like an
$25
open
an hour.
thing, People to show.
Yeah, it does mean that at least I used to do library programming and there was a difference because it does mean that the responsibility, at least
Mm,
when I did it, was that the all of the PR and everything is up to us.
Very much so.
So
Right.
there's that, and it doesn't come with like the
Yeah.
library name and stuff, but they put it on the calendar
Right.
and stuff like
You
that.
could
so-
probably put it out front of the library there on that
We
thing.
could try to twist some arms over there too and see if we can.
Yeah, twist
Get-
some arms. Give us your room, guys.
So,
So we could we
Budget
just-
time is
we could
coming up.
Schedule one presentation. at the
yeah,
library.
do it like in
In-
March or
Oh,
something.
you could ask if you could do
Yeah.
the Villager has been,
Introduce the whole,
All right,
Oh, yeah.
program.
the Villager has been liking to host things over there.
Yes, they have, and people come to them.
So I've heard.
We could do another
I'm
one
texting
there.
Alex right now to see if I can pique his
We could
interest.
have like a question and
Do you know
answer
him?
thing, too.
I think also, the Villager Cafe was
Tell him
probably
you and I
a good
have
place to
spoken and
consider.
I feel comfortable contacting him.
about-
He usually,
and I
Oh,
want to
okay.
talk to him. Dave's coming with me.
All right.
Can we have a bumper sticker made?
Oh, so, okay, so I'll,
Just a bunch of
what,
dead
I'll
trees.
tell you, so we want a sheet, right? So we got the
Great.
library villager thing. Who wants to, I don't see it as your job. I see it as just you would be the overseer of
Point
it.
person.
Yeah, point person.
Yeah.
And all of us are resources to help get stuff done, right? I mean, I'll take the fact sheet. I'm okay with that.
Oh, good. So
So
what,
what
I'll
is
take
that?
that.
the fact sheet
Oh, fact sheet.
Yep, I'll take the ball on
for the
that.
whole through the whole thing that it's actually going to be printed and all that? Or
Yeah, I don't know. I'll put together,
Okay.
I want to use you
the
as,
handout?
yeah, I
good
want to
idea.
use you as a resource.
What's the
to help.
card?
But I'll put something together in, I don't know,
Okay.
some Microsoft thing. And then we can, just like the words and pictures, and then we can produce it somehow.
Okay.
I don't know,
Do
I'm
you
okay
wanna
with
bring
it.
it to the next meeting so everybody looks at it or no? Is that too
Sure.
many people cooks in the kitchen?
I think, no, I think
Why
that's a
would you
good
say
idea.
that, Kathleen? That's never happened.
You
I
wanna-
want to do a reel where I'm like hiding in the background. It's
Yes.
dark, and I open up the door and I'm dressed in a Beatles suit.
Yes.
Ah!
100% yes.
Something like that. And just to
Somebody
get their
do that.
attention.
Yeah.
That would work.
It would.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they like it, but it'll work.
Yeah.
You gotta do weird things like that. to
Yeah.
catch people.
No, Sam and I are practiced at that. We can do
That's
it.
right.
You two
So,
are
okay.
pros.
That's
So-
right, guys.
The poetry thing is gonna be Sam and Kathleen and whoever. But that, when you guys get to the point where we want to put something together, we'll have to figure out how to do that and who might want to contribute. But that's locked and loaded as an event already. It's just a question of putting a segment in about that. The
Yeah.
villager thing, Cynthia and I are working on. But
Begrudgingly. Just
I
kidding.
just want to talk to somebody.
We love our community.
What
Make sure I always
what
return
about
the
having
calls, 'cause I can see this
Sophie
is-
come and speak?
What?
What about having Sophie? What's her last name?
I don't remember.
The,
The
The
person
one
who-
from Bangor that helps the guy.
that was on the video
at the,
from Bangor.
At the-
Was a
at-
graduate student
Yeah.
I think she was a
or she's not?
postdoc maybe.
Right, postdoc.
Yeah, I mean, you mean speak at the event we have at the, here or the library or,
Yeah, or
that'd be great if she'd
somebody
be willing.
who really has
I think it would be,
a sense of the.
it would be good if some of us could speak just to say, get some visibility for the Conservation Commission.
Right.
This is what's the process we've been through. This is the plan. You have any questions, and then we could have an expert talk about the impact of the emerald ash borer or some kind of thing like that, right?
Yes.
I mean, I want to make sure, because we all have worked hard, we get as much visibility as possible so people recognize the work we're doing in the community to help preserve and conserve the resources in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So we could just, instead of having Sophie, we could have you and Shane and just
Well-
to kick off the campaign, I'm saying, so that people know what's going to happen in the springtime.
Yeah, and then somebody like Sophie could spend 20 minutes talking about the impact of it and all the technicals. Give us credibility, right?
Right.
What about
That's a good idea, Kathleen.
just like a really simple package, like Emerald Ash Borer, your questions answered session? And it's whatever, maybe the slide deck that you
Q&A thing?
created. Yeah, just like people can show up, drop in, like you do a quick thing, they can ask questions. We can have
Okay.
visitors or not, but that way we can book those dates without having to book special guests way in advance and
Yep.
having to wait
That's a
on
good
their
point.
schedules.
Well, we could do it multiple places.
Yeah,
How about our regional, like our district forester being here to provide just sort of gravitas to the whole thing. He's like, so he could talk about how they're seeing it move in the
Is
state.
that Allison? Or what? Alyssa.
Alyssa, that's it.
Yeah, she's great. Oh,
Oh, okay. Whatever. It's just, it's nice to have like whoever's the authority that's ultimately in charge of the.
We want to look into the parasitic wasps thing.
well, they mentioned it at the Maine Forest Service talk
In Belfast.
in Belfast. The
But
problem
that's
with
a
it-
future thing. That's a thing for the future.
I was
That's
just reading, like,
developing.
experts in emerald ash borers in Maine, and it's this Allison Canody.
Canody,
State entomologist. Maybe you could someone else.
The person who did the emerald ash, I mean, the hemlock woolly adelgid.
Yep.
To I'm trying to spit her name out, whatever it is. Turk was it?
I
Do you
can't
remember her?
remember her name.
Yeah.
I
We
was
went up
trying
to this Camden Hill State Park. She's the one that spoke at the meeting in Belfast. She's the entomologist or an entomologist
Yep.
that spoke about all this stuff. But it's still like, it's good to do.
But that's a strategy for the future of the
Yeah,
forests.
Curleen.
The forests, not like individual trees.
Colleen.
Because-
No, I think if we
That's-
tell everybody
that's-
that we're gonna
yeah,
release.
that's-
Tierling, I guess it's
wasps and
tierling.
Colleen
something.
Turtle.
Tierling.
That's it.
That'll be the headline. Conservation
attention.
Commission ponders release of parasitic wasps.
Right.
No such thing as bad PR.
So this is something else that's kind of interesting is the brown ash.
Your microphone is off.
The brown ash is something,
David,
I know.
your microphone.
Did you guys know that there's like this, the Penobscot Nation uses that for their
Their
basket
basket
weaving and
weaving.
all?
Coming up with
Yeah.
all his own ideas.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't
Kathleen
know
knows
it was
all
a-
this stuff.
No, all right.
She's an
I wrote a book
expert.
about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
But you did because it was in your opening
Well,
remark last year. Thanks to Kathleen, it was in your opening remarks, the poetry.
But that was
Yeah.
because I was a dumb,
No.
and when I talked,
No,
I
it
was telling
teamwork.
Kathleen about it and she said, yeah, I know, I wrote a book about it. Oh, okay.
Just drop that.
No. And she
Mic
gave me,
drop.
she gave me one and autographed it.
What's the book called?
Well,
No, it's a wonderful,
What's it called?
There's a catalog about it, but the book is called North by Northeast.
Hmm.
Wabanaki.
it's really
and,
impressive.
Akwesasne Traditional Arts by
wow.
Tilbury House Press.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't even
About
spell half the
ash
words
tree
in it.
and, what's that?
I said I couldn't even spell half the words in it. No, it's wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kathleen,
I-
you should speak up more. That's really cool.
Yeah, I
didn't know you
mean,
did that.
Yeah,
That's like-
I mean, I had to use Gemini to find that out. And here you are, you're right here.
It's amazing.
I know.
You should be one of our
So-
special guests.
All right, so I think we're making some progress here.
Brian, do you have I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you have a copy
Yeah.
of the
Yes, I'm trying to lighten up.
of the of the final slide? I know that there were
Yes.
back and forth emails and like we were all contributing to
The
the slide deck.
presentation,
The final deck that was presented. Do you
Yep.
have that?
I do.
Do you
I'll
mind?
send it to all of you.
Okay,
You-
maybe we can help to put something together that's like just a good, like, okay, this is,
I think some
The
of
one
this
that gets-
stuff we ought to do like offline, right? We can get together somewhere.
Yeah.
Like at Scuzzy's or something and,
absolutely.
um,
I was gonna say, these info
Great idea.
sessions should have an open bar, like, that should be it.
we're gonna need one after this meeting.
Yeah.
So I'll do a fact sheet and the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do frequently asked questions.
Yeah,
I'll just make a list of
your
like-
questions.
Oh,
answered.
good.
And that'll be a really nice, if we can do the sessions, I'm assuming what that will do also is help to highlight for us what people's questions are that we have missed or are not answering clearly
Right.
and
Yeah.
can further integrate that into whatever you're presenting.
The
And
other
it should
thing-
be called Drinks and Thinks, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That's it.
No, I'm
No, I think
I'm like
that's a good idea.
unofficially.
I can tell this
serious.
is something you do a lot.
I don't know. Think of weird things. And
The
then say
the other
them.
thing
How
that
her
would,
brain works. It's where her skill set
Fade into
lies.
the background.
where I think the best. The other thing that we
weird
could
things in it.
do, which isn't that hard to do, is a press release. And you just use it as a document, like, which would be something that would be available.
To journalists who want to write about.
What's that?
I feel like we've got it covered with the
Sorry, we're
journalists.
back full circle to the idea of a press release.
Well,
It helps the
How about
journalists
as an
write their
alternate
articles.
to, an alternate if an article isn't done?
I mean, having a standard press release is great because
yeah.
then the Midcoast Villager, only some people can access
yeah,
that
Just a
too.
standard,
And then
like,
to be able to, and the Penway
Yeah.
Pilot isn't going to use the Villager article as the basis for their,
That's a good point. Okay.
so
fine.
having
yeah,
the
and
standard.
then, thank you, Allison.
Got it. Now I see the value in it. I didn't understand. why
Well,
we
it's also
double up.
like if the Rockport Conservation Commission wanted to know what we were doing, you send them a press release
Yeah,
that outlines, I mean, it's not some big lengthy thing. It's just,
the basics.
I've been involved in some stuff like that and they're handy to have around.
That's basically what I was suggesting, is that
Right,
we just
exactly.
give them,
Some
Well, and
information.
it's something that's been vetted by everybody, so all the language in it, everybody's comfortable with, and yet, it's just a good thing.
Then it can go on the town website has
Could
that
go
news
on
and
the town
update
website.
section. If you ever get to the point where you're really ready to pull a major trigger, you can ask to have a text alert sent to everybody.
Yeah, you could.
The
You could
link to
send it
the-
out to the.
Oh,
We did that. The
Ooh.
Pathways Committee wanted input on their master plan and we sent out a text alert to.
That work?
It did. We got a bunch of new people
Wow.
providing comments that I'd never heard from before, but they got
who does it go to?
everybody
that's
on the
signed
town
up.
text alert. And if you're not signed up, then you should be. It will tell you about
Yeah,
parking
and it-
bans.
All kinds of stuff.
It's a little bit inconsistent and,
Yeah.
random.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. But it is possible to suggest things that the town sends to everybody.
Well,
A lot of it's parking bans.
well, this time of year especially.
So
and then
do you
you
get-
just send it, you could send it to the, you could send it to the Penn Bay Pilot, the Villager, you could send it to the Bangor Daily News. You can send it anywhere you want, right? It's just
Yeah.
a standard press
The
release.
town Facebook page.
Scientific American magazine, we can send it all over the place.
60 minutes.
To me, I'm looking at
Smoke
this
signals.
outreach, next step. So we've got the village article,
All right.
villager article.
Yep.
Potential, a fact sheet to have for events, town office, libraries, tree works to hand out to landowner, just kind of like a generic, whoever wants it. Yeah. A frequently asked questions form. I have Brian on both of those.
Well, I'm gonna-
One-offs, right? The one pagers.
Frequent FAQ
And-
fact sheet.
Yep. Okay.
That should be in the handout.
And then a
Yes.
poetry
Shane
event,
would Give, yeah.
which may be more than EAB, but will have an EAB component to it.
Mhm.
Okay. So now we have 4 outreach things going on. So, and then
Text alert.
general press release
Yep.
that can be sent to our town, adjacent towns, the newspapers, whoever wants it. Kind of like it's
Exactly.
ready to go. It's generic.
Ready
It's
to go.
basic. It's 5 paragraphs long. that kind of cut and dried. Maybe it's not 5, but you know what I mean. Succinct. And then we're discussing speakers, and I put Sophie the intern. I don't know who she is, from where she is. We're gonna need a little more details on that one.
I mean, what
We'll know
about
who you're talking about.
Shane?
Then I have
Shane.
Jared Gregory, Allison Canody, and Colleen Tierling, just because those were professionals' names that were dropped,
Yep.
not because
You never
that's
know.
one specialty or the other. All of them would know about him, certainly be knowledgeable, but who would be the one to take it on? And then
This is Taylor Everett too.
Taylor Everett.
PhD researcher focused on the forest management strategies of prepare for the next generation of ash trees.
Where's he?
In Maine.
Is he a UMO, like current? Is he a
Says
fellow?
PhD researcher focusing, it doesn't say, on forest management strategies. And then this is Dr. John Daigle, professor at UMaine.
That's the one I've heard him speak about it.
But I mean, like, that would be a separate event, would be a scholarly treatment of the subject.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. Like, I think
Yeah, that's a
we
lot.
have
That's fine.
more than, I mean, I don't think we're gonna
I
get all
agree.
those speakers. I don't think
Thank
we
you,
need to do
Rebecca,
that
for
right now, but just
summarizing
just like acknowledge that we have plenty of outreach going on and
So I'll add,
forthcoming. So,
I'm gonna fact sheet, I'll even take a cut at a press release,
okay.
but I'll need help from you guys.
Yeah,
I'm happy to-
and you'll send the deck, the presentation.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. Yeah, I'll do that.
Smart.
It's the final one that was given to the
Yeah.
select board.
Rebecca,
That's
did
all.
you say library talk in that list?
I didn't say where, who, what, when, or where in terms of speakers. It could be at the library, it could be in this room, it could be out on the town green in the summertime. I don't care where it is. I mean,
Or
it
is
could be
the
options.
public
Public talk.
talk?
Public talks, speakers, who,
This
what,
is
when, and where,
great.
would to be determined.
They didn't do one under an ash tree.
Yeah,
There you
right.
go.
Dressed as a beetle.
And that would be in March.
I think a walk and talk would be great in
Mhm.
March. Good luck. That's really,
Mm.
March is in like 2 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, like that's too
No,
soon.
the
But,
talk,
well, maybe late March, but
Oh, yeah, like
Well-
a tree walk, but.
not in
focusing-
March.
not a
Oh,
tree
no,
walk.
yeah,
No, no,
During
no.
the summer. when
A
people are
tree
here.
walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think we could get somebody on this list to literally walk around and talk
That's a
about the
great
trees
idea.
and explain the process and.
And some special
you
ash
know,
trees. and
So,
You do it like right down here in the village.
yeah.
Go to the. you
Yeah,
know,
like
that
meet
ash
at the
tree
town
on C
green,
Street
park
that's so
wherever,
amazing.
pay whatever you want, I'll deal with all the whatever, but park, meet in the town green or
Right.
town common, whatever, and then do a
to
walk
C
around and
Street
see
the
where
oldest
the
ash tree.
actual ash trees
tree is
are
amazing.
and what we're, hear about what they're doing. And then it just gives a little,
But don't we first want to just, in the winter, introduce this whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
With a
yeah,
talk?
that's what the articles and the press release and all the rest of it. And maybe a regular, yeah, I would
Well-
just say late March.
Like, it could be mentioned, like this, the meeting could be mentioned in the articles and the press release.
Ooh.
As long as it's all lined up, depending
Well,
on whose
I
time
think
he
the
was
press
what.
release,
Might have to have a couple versions because
Yeah.
yeah.
otherwise.
The press release,
You could do one introductory. This is
Yeah.
what the town is doing.
yeah, this is what's going
These are
on.
the cast of characters, and it could be, like you said, the local people, like Shane, you, and then this is what we're planning on, and
Yeah.
then have a walk afterwards,
Right.
and just like an
In
introductory.
March or
this-
April or when? I don't, I think the
March
walk,
is like almost here, almost.
Yeah.
I know,
plus,
but,
Late March?
That's
but
kinda early for a
we're
walk,
thinking
isn't it?
that people should be treating their trees this year, which is
Right.
April and May. So you've got to
Right.
have the talk in,
How about the talk in either the library or here in March?
Sure.
And then
Yeah.
questions and answers.
I don't
and-
see that. I don't feel like that's like a huge deal.
You guys
to
are ready
prepare
for a talk
as
right
long-
now.
yeah,
Yeah.
all we do is talk.
Because it's not a,
So,
what's that?
I just think, I mean, you're ready, you could pull off a public talk right now where people could
I
come and
could, yeah.
ask questions.
could.
and It's,
Do you want to do it in the library? Because I could, if.
Could you see what was available?
Sure, and if we have to pay
Perfect.
$25, that's not a big deal, right?
I think that's
the
fine.
town could even,
We'll take it out of Brian's.
I can
cut.
write
Elements
it,
for
I'll
the
write a
town.
check.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
just put
just
it on
write a
record.
check
Like
out.
somebody will write a check if
So
it's
just like
$25.
$1,000.
Write the check.
And we'll, yes.
200, $2,000, whatever it is, don't worry. I'm all-
I'll bill it.
Thank
to
you for doing
but ask the
So it's-
villager
it's
too.
like In the evening, during the week, let's say.
Yeah,
You mean like
Okay.
a meeting at their
Asking
cafe?
the
like
can have
villager if we
Shane
can have it
go
there.
and-
would
Oh,
be-
I think that's a
Right?
great idea. Ask the
Dave?
villager.
you could
She-
participate.
that's
You
what she
should be
said.
there.
Speak.
oh, hang
You
on.
should.
The
I think
Midcoast
that's a great-
Villager,
Asking
No
them to
idea.
say, hey, can we hold
Can
a
we-
talk?
Can we hold a public
at that
Let me know the
forum?
day
I think
before.
that's a great idea because and it doesn't matter if it's the
Yeah,
morning,
I know.
lunchtime,
They're
whatever.
really
There's
doing
plenty of
that,
people
and
to
people are
go
going
out and
to
out
that.
and hear about it and then
Sure.
continue to spread the word.
So.
Yeah, that's a win-win.
During the day then, right? Because they're not open in
I think
That's
it has to
fine.
be when
They
they're
did-
open.
they'll open
That's fine.
specially.
the evening. Okay.
It's even better
They have
when they're not
wine.
open. I'm
Whenever
sure.
you
They have
want.
wine.
Okay, so
Oh.
the
They do have
villager
one.
instead?
And they have coffee. They have your whatever.
Drug of choice.
A drug of choice. Yes, thank you, Cynthia.
You talking the villager now or the
Yeah.
library?
The villager.
We're open to any
Right.
don't
So
care.
I think that the Villager, in a way, is like more community, like
That's their whole thing.
inclusive than, I mean, the library is just sort of, people have it in their mind. They either go to the library or they
It's the
don't go to the
library
library.
people
Yeah.
that go
it's-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, we found that, like, we did a like a thing for public pedestrian safety. And we had it at the school and we got a whole different group of people. But if
Yeah.
we would have had it here, we would have only got the people that come to these things.
Right.
Mm.
And then there are the library people, which is,
That's what I said. You got
Yeah.
the library people, but if you do the villager, you'll
He
get
lives with
maybe
one.
a cross section of
Yeah.
more people, maybe. I think that's probably
you
legit.
can make the
Whatever
argument
you
in
think.
5 million different ways. I think
We'll
whoever
just
says
be
yes
there.
would be good, but
Give us a date and we'll show up.
We could put this, we could put this,
I'll
this,
ask you,
we
Brian,
could
for
go on
the
tour.
potential speakers, or I'll do a little blurb about it.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yep.
It'll be like.
And then it'll be
Remember-
like half hour with questions and stuff, right?
Okay,
Nothing
like
like,
an hour presentation? or
No.
Probably not
half-hour.
even
Half-hour presentation, but a half-hour question.
with, yeah, and then
Or
time
like-
for, with time for questions afterwards, and then
Okay.
it just goes
Meet
on to.
Brian Lightbody.
No,
Right.
David. I noticed you put your mic on again. Thank you.
And the,
Dave. You keep shutting that off. Look, you did.
right, in the interest of the fact that you have to go somewhere, I'm gonna wrangle us a little bit if you don't mind, because you have tree core on here still, and we were supposed to start that 45 minutes or 15 minutes ago.
I
So-
know,
You're supposed to
It's
leave?
all-
but this is
Yes,
kind of like the tree court thing too.
Okay, just checking. I just want to make sure we
Yeah,
dot that other I and cross that other T.
So,
I was here till midnight last night.
Or, I mean, it's,
okay, so I think we got a plan. That's great. So
Before,
do we,
I think Sam has to go.
I have to go in about 10 minutes also, so I'm just putting that out there, but please go ahead.
do we want to, okay,
I know. It's here to help.
Give an update.
we're not supposed to have fun at this meeting.
I know.
No,
Stop
we're-
laughing.
once in a
Stop laughing.
No joy.
This is very serious.
You go first and we'll cram it all
I
into the
can't help
last
it.
10 minutes.
All right, yeah, Rebecca's right. We were going to talk about the tree core.
I think we have a huge list. If we can actually get this all accomplished,
No.
we're rocking it. We're
Yeah,
fine.
I think, so we good with our public outreach thing now? We good with it?
Yes.
So everybody knows what they need to do. And then I'm going to try to get my stuff put together in the next 2.5 weeks or something. It's going to be, it needs to be fleshed out and everything, but it's going to be, and it's got to be, all of us, it's got to be, keep it simple, not overly complicated, too
Too scientific.
scientific, yeah. I mean, I think too, it's gotta make sure people feel good about it and not like, oh my God, the sky is falling, with the Emerald Ash Borer, which
Yeah.
it won't be now because we've got some things under control, but you guys agree with all that?
Yeah, scare them gently. Provide solutions or at least options for.
Yeah, I think one of the
remediation.
things too is to make sure people know who they can contact about their own trees and yada, yada.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
We did have the tree core. The purpose for that was Sam, did you put that, or was it Molly, put that
Spreadsheet?
Google Docs thing together?
Molly did.
Molly did. That was
Yep.
great.
Or maybe.
You provided some names, I provided some names. Molly emailed me a document. I didn't share it with you guys because I didn't even know if Kathleen was going to be here today, which was which outlined some of the steps involved in the tree core thing. But I just want to make sure, I'm more than happy to contact the people, the names I provided myself, if that helps, right? I think that the missing thing here for the tree core, once we have the names of people, is what it is we're going to say to them, right? Which I think the information Molly and Kathleen provided yesterday was helpful. You guys going to write that up and just send it around to us, or
Yes,
you
yeah,
good with that?
yeah. And it's a letter of introduction about
Right,
what is tree core and are you interested in?
yeah.
Joining us.
Some of the activities
Right.
that you could participate in, right?
Yep. It says the tree core will bring together residents who care about trees to support simple, meaningful efforts like tree planting, Emerald Ash Borer response, Arbor Day poetry event, community engagement and education on a variety of topics, and anything else that board members have an interest in. So we're gonna try and send this out and then have a meeting. We'll try and get the meeting at the Villager then, because it sounds like that's the place to go. And to see who shows up. Because I think you have
And
to
then-
have that initial is this a good idea? And maybe one person will show up, who knows?
Well, are you referring to the people on the list or?
Yeah, we'll
Can we
send it
just-
out to all the people that we have names of.
There aren't many on the list yet. We need more.
And yesterday, when didn't feel good, I was trying to find an English teacher in the Camden High School, which
That's easy.
I went through the staff. You know, when you don't feel good, you kind of do some weird thing like that sometimes. And
It's not weird.
you don't think so? There's a lot of people who
It's
work
a
at the
great
high
idea,
school.
yeah.
There are.
Right.
And it's like, I just was trying to find some teachers that we could send this to. So if you know of
Miss
English
Cole Perdune. It's COLE Perdune, and she's, I think, is she the head of the department? I'm actually not sure if she's the head of the department. She's excellent, and she can guide you from there.
Okay.
I bet also at the
Um,
the Odgren has done a lot of like outreach stuff with her students. She's either a 6th or 7th grade
Great.
English
spell that name?
teacher. Odgren, her husband is,
She's on the list.
She's on the
Oh,
She's
she
on
is?
the list.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jesse. She's
yeah.
been.
Did you talk?
It's on there.
Okay.
She's great. She's wonderful,
Yeah,
and
great.
she's a
Because we're
lovely
also
human.
using some of the teachers for the poetry event.
Yes, I think what I put on the list was that she was maybe not available to participate, but would be just like a good conduit to the middle school. She just like drums up energy. She's a human energy
Oh, great,
ball.
great.
Does good things.
So the more we get on that
Elfie.
list.
Do you have Elfie?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's on there. Jen Thorne is on there, who I don't know, but who Elfie suggested.
Yeah, I can contact Elfie myself too. She's my neighbor.
Oh,
And
good.
I've done a lot of work with Elfie.
Yeah,
over
it
at the
helps if
school.
You know the person, because, people are so inundated with these emails and stuff. It's like, if you do know of somebody, just one person.
Well, the new, I guess it's the principal over at the middle school. I met him, really, really interesting guy. He's really into all this stuff too. I mean, it would be neat if we could get that kind of like, get something going on at the school where the kids even want to participate, I mean,
Yeah.
get the buzz going at the school about this. And, and Hallie's another one who's really good. She's a science teacher.
Diane, you said Diane?
Yeah, she's on the list. I put her on
Oh,
there.
good. And also, I looked at, while I was looking up on the high school website, they have an internship program.
Yeah,
Did you see all the,
Yeah,
is that any good?
I don't know. It didn't work for my daughter, but that doesn't
Oh,
mean
really?
anything.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
That was 3 years ago. She's moved on and found other methods of,
Huh, But we could have an intern
but that
from
doesn't,
the high school.
it's possible.
I was also curious if they have at least when I was a student a couple years ago, there was a.
The baby of the bunch. Who are you to say anything in this room?
That's nice of you to say. There was a community service requirement to graduate
Oh, yeah.
where
At the high school.
Honor Society.
That's,
I was not.
no.
I was speaking.
I'm
from the
shocked
perspective
you
of-
weren't.
That's what it is for
I
kids.
always thought you were like.
Teacher's pet.
That's right. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
So
Thanks.
there
See?
was when I was in high school as well
Yeah.
for the graduating class. There was
Yeah.
a component of 15 or so, it was like 15 hours, whatever
That's
it
how
was.
when I went to school, but I think
That
it's
is not
just
the
a-
case now. Now it is just National Honor
really-
Society, and that is
Oh.
Moving in the wrong direction here.
yeah, sort of like the ones that are already motivated. to
Everybody
do it.
drives to school, doesn't do community service,
Oh,
nobody
no,
rides
no.
their bike.
They all go on a vacation
Hmm.
somewhere and they say that was their community service. No, it's true. That's what they did.
Is that what you encourage your daughter to do?
No, she actually, I can't remember what she did. She did something. I think
Probably some library thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so
Some
I
tree
do think that it'd be great to connect with the schools, because
Yeah,
we could have these students be part of the tree corps.
Big Brothers.
Yes.
Big
yeah, absolutely. With
And like give out
She did Big
awards or
Brothers
something at the
Yeah, they like
poetry
prizes.
event, and just get,
Yep.
get more kids involved to
yeah,
Prizes, you need prizes.
prizes.
the kids,
For
the
my
kids at the
kids
middle
entry.
school, I was involved with them on invasive plant stuff, and some of them really got into it.
Oh, yeah, there's a
And-
couple there.
and they were amazing.
All I could think of is that,
Justin's daughter.
yeah, oh, yeah, she'd be really unreal, yeah.
So I know they would get into this stuff, right? The
Yeah.
trees and
Some of them, yeah.
they're really passionate about it. And Alfie's heads the environmental club,
Oh,
which is like, the kids there, they just love to get outside, and do stuff. So
On a practical level, is it a good idea to have this while all the Emerald Ash Board stuff is going on? Should we, is it too much going on in terms of like meetings and?
Well, no, I mean, because
Public
you
get
could always,
confused?
no, but in the tree core thing, you could say,
Is
in
it-
fact, we need immediately help with the emerald ash.
Yes, that's the idea, is that they could
I
help
think,
out with that.
I don't think so, as long as it's like clear what the mission is and
What the
the,
difference is.
So Sam, do you want to say anything about poetry?
I have to go.
Okay.
I have reached but there, I mean, it's not, I don't have anything groundbreaking to say. It was mostly just to say, that we met, poetry people we met, and we're in touch with Julia about partnering at the library
That's great.
with them. We're looking at May 9th or May 30th. Both dates are open, and that avoided Memorial Day weekend, and then avoided
The Poetry Fest.
the Poetry Fest, which ends, basically we would be
Why is that so
conflicting.
They're both Saturday.
Oh,
They're
wow.
both Saturdays,
I
yeah.
can't go on that day,
Which day?
9th,
Why not?
my daughter's graduation.
I don't know. You don't have to tell me that. I don't know why I asked. Why not? What do you got going on?
I knew
Okay,
that,
so-
that date sounded familiar, yeah.
So
What
maybe
time? You can't like,
In Orno.
What, you guys can't jet over afterwards? Come on.
Why do I
where's your
have
commitment?
May 23rd is the
What
poetry.
kind of team
event?
player are you anyway?
Yeah. Anyway, that's,
Once, I only have one and it's only one time they graduate. I
Of
hope.
course.
yeah, yeah. That's,
Oh.
that's
Why don't we
great.
just all go
Why
to a
couldn't we?
graduation?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
crash.
Orno.
We'll crash it. You're gonna have a party after it we can come to?
Our parties are a
Ready.
little different. They're
Well,
non-alcoholic and they're very calm and like
Oh,
thoughtful and
she
Not
works
like
at the
parties we'd
library.
have.
She's one of these library people.
Right.
yes.
All right.
Well,
So should we pick a date? Do you have a preference or?
don't change it because of me.
No, we should, I mean,
Well, we
30 is
want you to
probably
be
better
there.
than,
we
right?
need you.
I mean, we had a good time. My daughter and I really actually liked it.
it was really nice to have
You
you
did a
both.
really
Yeah.
nice job.
She
Yeah.
was
Look at
great.
this.
She had a lot of fun.
She was great, a great reader and a great writer.
It's
And
not
a nice-
Memorial Day weekend though.
That's the weekend before.
No, that's the weekend of the 23rd. I do think it was May 9th was Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, right. So
But-
the 30th would be better, maybe. What do you think? I don't know.
Yes,
Whatever you
it's
guys
good.
think.
May 9th.
Yeah, so that's happening. It's in motion.
No, I said, you
There
just
are
said,
other-
you just,
We're
did
talking
you say May
about
9th?
May
I mean,
30th?
30th. I
Okay.
said 30th, didn't I?
I thought you said 9th, but I
Sorry.
think you meant third.
Oh,
I
it's
meant-
not, it's the
I
30th?
meant 30th, yeah.
They said the
Those two dates
There were two
what we
dates.
were asking. I just wanted to make sure that they were open
Oh, okay, so-
because they're Saturdays, and the idea is to get more people, specifically,
Yeah.
like kids, guardians, etc., people who can come
Mhm.
on a Saturday and aren't working. What else?
Yeah,
I don't know. There are other things in motion around that, but it's mostly logistical kind of
Yeah.
the only,
Okay.
stuff.
the only
Well,
thing I
thanks.
could say is we should put some like stuff out ahead of time a little bit more. because
That is yes.
I think a lot of people more people would have gone. If
Yeah.
they-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well done.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
They
it was
couldn't,
really
you couldn't
nice.
improve on the execution, I think, just letting more people,
Wasn't
Yeah.
publicized.
so they can enjoy,
Yeah.
it. More people can
And
enjoy
it's hard when
it.
you do
Yeah.
it during school hours and work
Yeah.
hours.
Did we do it during the week last?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. I had to
Oh,
get Mason out.
Doing it on a
Tuesday.
Saturday, man, it's gonna be,
Question,
Right.
because it's not necessarily going to be associated then with the tree planting, or is it?
Yeah.
we could
is
have,
there
we could
another-
have it at that time. We don't have to do it during the week. It can be during the
I
weekend.
like the idea of this. I like the synergy of having like.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, the planting was nice. I think this year too, like if there's like a public, like if people can like, you can like throw a little thing of dirt on the tree if you want to, if there's any sort of like public participation in that.
Didn't we do that last year? I
We
thought
talked about it
There's a lot of watching other
give
people
everybody a little
shovel.
bag of dirt and then they can all throw it on
Yeah,
the tree.
or
when they walk
something.
away.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like when you bury somebody.
Or maybe
Yeah,
there's
I
a
know.
I don't
better,
know what
like
I
a
was thinking,
funeral.
but I didn't want to say that.
maybe there's a better
Like, oh no, hold on,
Better.
that's a different tradition.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a big,
Both together.
there's also the beach, I mean, the big tree ring.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what was it? From
The
Lake
lake
Beach?
Yeah, the
I don't know
lake-
where that is
Yeah,
right now,
the-
but,
It's at the library.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
They were
You
gonna
know
make
that-
it into a table, so we might want to say something.
Do you have?
Well,
to-
I thought that was
we're gonna
okay
have
as long as they
to
keep the
close
story.
the library.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Yeah.
See ya.
Uh,
You need to leave.
Yeah, I gotta go.
So
Stay-
Dave, is there another
stay-
place, is there another place near the library?
Should we plant something by the library or not?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a great time to talk with maybe the new person, because I think maybe Dave Jackson might not be
Mhm.
doing it right now. We gotta, maybe it's a
talk
good
to-
time to
maybe
start
talk to
now.
Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen would be like for a place, because they did talk about another tree over there somewhere. Maybe we could even do one in the sidewalk somewhere over there.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
want to do, can you do that?
Could do that.
Maybe close to one of those sidewalks where people keep cutting their tire. Help them see the curb a little better. I love it when people complain about that as like a huge issue. Maybe you didn't run into the curb. It's a huge problem for some people.
So the other thing about the tree
Crisis.
core is that, just something to think of down the road, is that the project canopy grants are due in October.
Mhm.
Oh, no.
Stop.
And I know, I found out that the initial, maybe somebody here would know this, the initial Emerald Ash Borer report was done through a project canopy.
Yes, and after that, the message came down that
They never-
please discourage the Conservation Commission from no more Project Canopy grants.
And you haven't
Um,
had one since then.
Well, the report, I mean, just maybe it would be worth revisiting, but, oh my gosh, did you not?
Hmm?
You acted like you knew what I was going to say before, but now you're like all,
Well, I was just thinking like that would be an easy one.
but Audra has just specifically said that it's a lot of the time, a lot more trouble than it's worth. The reporting and so depending on the amount of money available.
Right.
And that a lot of the time for us, if it's easier, it makes more sense to put it into the budget than to apply for the grant and then do the reporting requirements. But that depends. That was true for in one situation. Because then the people leave and then all of a sudden the town is supposed to
Oh,
submit
yeah.
a
No,
report
I,
and then
being a grant writer and
it's like
a
really,
grant administrator, you know, I've worked all ends of it and private to
It's
federal,
sometimes not
federal
worth
grants.
it.
I mean, everything.
it's sometimes just not worth it.
they're really Definitely not.
And then
worth it.
sometimes it's for like the little town that.
Oh,
Yeah, or it's,
all
or
the
it's
work
just
that goes into it.
tedious minutia that maybe each individual piece isn't specifically complicated, but by the time you wade through it all, you have now spent the time writing the grant, the time, you know, I mean, it's sort of like,
And the reporting
and then
afterwards.
if there is someone, you know, that leaves and and you've put $6,000 worth of billable hours, whether it's paid or unpaid, it's still like forking a lot of time and effort, right? You know, like
Right.
and you get $10,000. So how much,
Which would be a
what's the
high
cost benefit analysis,
one.
right? Like that's,
They
you
used to
know.
be max of 8,000.
Yeah, I don't know what they are anymore, but yeah, but it's sort of like, you know, so
Sometimes if,
Okay,
but look into it and see
Okay.
what, I think now, I mean, if the
But she said
conservation,
specifically the Project Canopy grant was a pain in the neck.
we have a little
Yeah.
bit of a running joke in the town
okay.
of like,
No,
the-
No, it's just good to have the
She
background.
said the same thing.
the people
She
are
said,
great,
"I'm
the
not
program
gonna-
itself
she
is
did.
great,
Okay.
but it's,
oh, well then,
So,
No.
but
I know what
that
happened.
said, so the other thought is that the Onion Foundation has a grant program for environmental organizing. And it's basically community-based organizing of citizens on environmental issues or like a thing like tree core.
Yeah.
So to sort of give stipends for people, or like if we wanted to do a marketing campaign, we would, I mean, I guess the town could pay for this, but we could also have, if we really had a tree core, we could use that funding to kind of give it some infrastructure, you know?
I think that's possible. I would encourage you to think first about like what you would want to do. And then there's a good chance that a lot of that can, up to a certain threshold, we can do tons of printing.
Right.
Everything that the Curtis Island Foundation does, all their newsletters, it's all printed here. And I don't necessarily think that that's not always great, but there's a lot you might just be able to easily fit it into the town
Okay.
budget.
It just would maybe streamline it more if there was a distinct pot of money associated with tree core activities a little bit. That's what I was thinking. That it had their own
It does
budget,
get a little hard for the town to,
except like a grant from.
it takes, in order the select board has to approve the gift. Where we have run into misunderstandings in the past with the Conservation Commission is when the fundraising and grant seeking got to a certain threshold, and then we have money coming into the town that the Conservation Commission feels they control, and it's sitting in a pot that then creates a bunch of expectations, and because we have to create a new, if it's a restricted fund, then we have to create a new restricted fund that then has to be overseen, and then the process for how does money get spent out of that, it's just not always worth it. That's why
It's very, not bureaucratic. There's a lot of red tape.
right. It's like it turned into a little bit of like having a mini nonprofit organization within the town. And we have a lot of requests from different groups to do that. Like, can people donate to the town? And then we use it for this. And it sounds great in theory, but it turns into like, well, that was our money. That's what happened before. We got money for an intern. The Conservation Commission wanted, and then Audrey used money for the intern, and I forget why they got upset, but they didn't get asked first or something, and we just funded the intern with the money in the Conservation Commission Reserve Fund, which was like, but it funded the intern that the Conservation Commission chose. I don't know. It was a miscommunication. So we try to, you don't always need, if you have a plan that's going to cost $20,000, then maybe we look for a grant, but sometimes we don't actually have the plan first before the grant. So the grant gets written thinking, if we get the grant, then we're going to do this.
Right.
And then you get the grant, and then you have to do it. We had an idea of making a three-dimensional watershed model one time too, and there might be, especially as we're leading up to it, like think about, okay, what can we just ask the town? But I should also mention it's budget time for the town. It's leading into budget time. The month of March is where the budget committee will review things. And so it would be a really good time to send something reminding everybody that the GIS budget should never be decreased. It should only be increased. Like, remembering the tree app situation, where it basically takes me writing an email a bunch of times, and then finally, like, we don't want that to go worse. So that was a little bit off topic, but we do have like paying attention to the town budget and making sure that we have money in there for like the basic functions. And because we do also have a communications budget for the town already, we have some money that could support that. If you get to the point where you think there's like somebody that would be great, but they need a stipend.
Or let's take just the marketing materials for the Emerald Ash Board. Like we're all volunteering, and we're gonna have to figure out where it's gonna get printed and all that stuff. Is that something? It just seems so complicated to get that done through the town.
Does it feel complicated to you? If you have something ready to print,
I just was thinking that.
it's not that complicated. No, it happens all the time.
So but in terms of if we had money for our marketing intern or person to do some of this stuff, we could get it through a grant.
So the easiest thing to do is if you have ideas for things that you want right now, you should give them to me like in the next 5 days, and say, this is what the budget is I need for X, Y, and Z, and I put it in the budget.
So if you want to.
Oh,
the thing-
well, you don't
for
have to be,
instance,
no, no,
like,
he doesn't.
Is that something that Brian with the cards?
Well,
But the reality is, we have
I'll
enough,
put that in his budget. You just, we can print, don't, you're being.
not
like,
for
are we-
printing and things like that,
like
for
a-
something outside extraneous,
Uh-huh.
but
There's
for
other
the,
pots of money too for
right.
Okay.
We
printing like a
don't,
couple $1,000s worth of, Printing.
no, that's not gonna, that'll be easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just easier not to do
this falls
that.
within the mission of the town. It's,
Yeah.
you guys are doing things that have been identified as a priority.
No one has ever said
There's-
no.
We are not maxed out on.
Now, if you came up and said, Dave, I need $20,000, then that gets kind of complicated. But if like, well,
Like at
it's,
this point, try to get to the point where you've been told, no, this is too much, and then look for more money. But I feel that you guys
well,
never ask for,
a perfect example is we asked for, $80,000 for the Emerald Ash Borer program and we got it, right?
Right, yeah.
And that came from, that was all like figured out how to do it and everything. But I think, I'm innocently, I'm looking at the press release, this and that is just printed out. And create an electronic file with some pictures embedded in it. It's not going to be anything fancy.
well, you
but-
can make it look that like there's AI,
Yeah.
and I can help make things.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
think a
pretty
few
good
people
with-
can
with-
do graphic
with,
design, but we can definitely print, and if it needs to get sent to somewhere else too, for something like you want to have it be a glossy brochure or things like that, that's fine. The Historic Resources Committee had all these brochures printed for the Chestnut Street Historic District walking tour. And,
Because I actually was thinking if we did redo the heritage tree thing.
oh,
it
yeah,
could be
yeah.
done-
Yeah.
Could be done electronically.
And
too.
Yeah.
the only reason that we haven't had those reprinted, because I know they need to be updated too, but we don't have the digital file. Somebody should
Right.
contact Amy. I saw that it's Nancy Caldwell Johnson who did it, but also Amy Fisher. Do you know her? And I keep meaning to try to reach out. If you reach out to Amy, maybe she has the digital file for that could be edited.
So that could be up to.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we could absolutely print more of those.
be nice to update that. But I gotta have to go in a few minutes, FYI. So you guys are welcome to keep going if you want. I just,
No, but that's good, because I've been meaning to try to do the heritage tree thing, and I went and asked Janice if we could get more, and then we tried to look up, and we're like, oh, it's Nancy, and she definitely doesn't have a digital file, but then I saw that Amy was also involved, and I think she does graphic design. So she
I'm gonna
might,
make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I will second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
And we're off.
We got a lot of